what? I'm Carol and welcome to the show. You may have noticed recently in the media there's been some celebrities mentioning they're a bit upset when people say things like, "You look great for your age." Age should have nothing to do with it. We can look great at any age. Now, with property prices through the roof and interest rates rising, a lot of viewers will be wanting to help their children and grandchildren get into the property market. Today, we discuss with property strategist Christine.williams some helpful tips and strategies. Also on the show today, we're going to learn more about the rich culture of the Filipino community at the party celebrations for PEASER, the Filipino Elderly Association of the Southeast region. And don't forget, join in the 5-minute fitness segment. We've got a chair version, so there's no excuses. Are you freaking out because interest rates just seem to be going up and up and up? Well, don't freak out. We're speaking to leading property strategist Christine.williams. Now, Christine is the 2018 Award for Women in Finance. Hi, Christine.
Hi, Carol. How are you? Thank you for having me.
But before we go any further, I'd like to impress upon your audience, I am not a financial advisor, nor am I an accountant, nor am I a legal advisor. I am a qualified property strategist. And in all of that though, because I'm nearly 66, I've had over 30 years experience in the property industry, buying and selling. So I can generally come across any situation, but it's just to let you know that I'm not giving you any advice. I'm just sharing information and sharing the things that I went through during these segments.
A lot of people watching will want to help their children and grandchildren with giving some money towards the deposit to get their first home. Do you have any tips for that?
Yes, I do. Look, we are becoming, been there, done that. We are becoming the bank of mum and dad, okay? But there are some really good products out there that can work. I used to be a mortgage broker, so that's why I know these things. The ANZ Bank have what's called a limited guarantee. St George Bank, Bank of Melbourne have what's called a family pledge. Now, what that means is that if you as a parent may have a huge amount of equity in your own home, but I'm on the side of investment properties, okay? Or you have an investment property or a holiday home, the bank will take a portion of that security, and if your child has the borrowing capacity, the child can end up borrowing 100% plus costs. And it is one way that the parent doesn't actually have to contribute cash because they're contributing equity. If it's your own home, I'm on the no doing that. But if it's definitely an investment property or a holiday home, look, it's very pliable. Of course, there's constraints. The risk that the parent is taking is that if their child defaults in any way and if the bank does recall the loan and money is owing, the parent may end up, having to partake in that final owing of money. But as a parent, this is where you have to be very conscious of your children's spending habit. Between us, we've got 5 children and they all save and spend differently. They all have different types of loans. They have all different types of products because of what they do. So as a parent, if you are going to help your child or your grandchild, be really authentic about, are they a spender? Can you really depend on them paying back that loan? And if they're not, we have to put them on a savings plan. If they are, it's a risk that you're taking. So understand, if you want to become the bank of mum and dad, be honest with yourself and really think whether or not you are helping your child. Because sometimes putting your child into a mortgage can be the worst thing for them. Sometimes putting your child into a mortgage can be the best thing for them. So just be honest with yourself about really what your children are like.
I think that the majority of people today still think property is a good investment, even though what's happening in the market. So they still want to help their kids and grandkids with property. Can you tell us a bit about your perspective of the property industry as a whole?
Once again, I'm a Melbourne girl, and in every state, we know that we're short in housing. And look, as a parent, you live in your suburb, and if you're about my age, I'm in my 60s. When you think about if you've stayed in your home for the last 20 years, maybe even 30 years or even 40 years, when you went into that home, it was hard. You were generally on one wage. You may have started having a family, and you were generally out in the boondocks. And the boondocks, believe it or not, could have been, Ringwood, It could have been, Footscray, believe it or not. So you think about 20, 30 or 40 years ago, the boondocks are really thriving suburbs today. And it's expensive to get into those thriving suburbs. Glen Waverley, Mount Waverley, Chadstone, all these areas, they're expensive today. And you want your children to live close to you, and then your children want to live in those areas because they've got all the amenities. They can't get into it. But when you purchased in there, you really had to save very hard. So they need to be going out 4, 5, 6, 10 suburbs out further. And it will help them get into the property market. Before you do that, actually do yourself a favour and, maybe spend a week thinking about where your money goes. I mean, how often, we live in a world of tapping, don't we? We do. And my granddaughter is 4, my youngest granddaughter is 4. And, we go out to eat or we'll go shopping and she'll say, "I'll tap, Gran." So at 4 she has no concept of money, but she understands that you tap to buy something. So we all tap. And I think we've all done this. We've just tapped all week and we hadn't even thought about it. The statement comes at the end of the month and you go, "Oh my God, I spent all that money." Well, maybe take a week and think about what you are tapping and, let's just get back to the basics of where is the money going? Money coming in, money going out. I don't know about you, Carol, but did you do the envelopes or the jars or anything when you were growing up?
No.
Well, I said, we got our pocket money and we were allowed to spend so much and, and then that turned into, being a young person, getting your job, I paid board. Mum and Dad took 50% of my $27 a week that I was earning when I first started working. And, what else was I going to spend my money on? So, let's just get back to some basics and find out where our money's going, because by tapping, I can assure you, you just don't know. You forget. Plus all those subscriptions, any, Netflix, gym subscriptions, magazine subscriptions, your Apple Play Music, all that sort of stuff. Do you need it all still? And how many times, I know I've done it. How many times have you signed up for a 30-day free trial and you forget to turn it off? And all of a sudden this is coming out, and it might only be, $5, $10, $15, $20 a month, but they start that up. Yeah. So let's start, pulling the reins.
Well, we could do the old school thing and just go back to cash and say, I've got $200 cash in my bank, that's got to last me a week. Once that's gone, no tapping.
Believe it or not, that is so true. And do we want to become a cashless society? Maybe we want to. However, if you really want to understand where your money's going, Carol, it's an excellent tip. Take the money out and say, this is what I'm going to do. Because handing over a $50 note to pay for something, you might stop and go, no, I'm not going to do that. Whereas tapping, you just do it. You don't even think about it. So having the cash in your hand and seeing the cash being depleted is a very visual, touch-feely thing rather than just tapping.
Well, thanks very much for all your tips. It's just a shame that, we don't get taught all this stuff at school, I mean, well, not even now, they don't get taught it at school.
It is so true. Financial literacy is not taught at school. We really do need that. And actually, we're creating a game. We're trying to fundamentally create a virtual game, which comes under Financially Fit Families. And I've been working with Swinburne University on this. And hopefully financial literacy through this game will be introduced through the education department, because we all need it. And it doesn't just have to be at school. I'm still learning things. We need financial literacy in our world all the time.
My parents were already working with Christine on their property portfolios. So I'd actually come to a few of Christine's events that she put on, and I'd met Christine a couple of times as well. And I think from there I just spoke and told her, obviously I'm quite young, so my income isn't that high. As someone who doesn't know much about property initially, I just had so many questions, and just all the finer details about the contracts and everything. It was like, okay, should I sign this? Is this correct? Is everything in order? And she was just very patient with me, and she's guided me through it and explained everything very clearly. I think she has a really personal touch. And of course, she's worked with my parents and they've been doing pretty well. So, very easy to kind of trust her. I think it's just her dedication to property investment and to helping her clients get good investments, safe investments. And you can really see it in the portfolios of all of her clients and in just how much she knows about how this industry works and how much she's willing to take time out of her day to help her clients.
Well, thanks for all the amazing work you're doing to build financially fit families.
Well, thank you very much for having me, Carol. I really appreciate it. Please go to my website. There's hints and tips that you can download, or, leave me a message and I'll contact you. And I'm happy to help you where I can.
Yes, it's that time again. Time to get up, get moving. You don't need any fancy exercise gear. We've got jeans on. Now we're going to start with a little tap to the back, like that. See how my weight's on the front foot? Tap, together, tap, together. Change feet. Tap, together, tap. If you're a bit wobbly, just grab a chair like Faye. This is good for your balance. Other side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Back. And change. Now we're going to speed it up. 2 each side. Back, 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 back. Again. Back, back. Good stuff. Put your own bit of personality into it. Remember, there's no such thing as a mistake. It's creative choreography. Whoops. Talking too much. Change. Now, after this, we're going to do 1 each side. Let's go. 1. Oh, yeah. See, put a little bit of bounce in it. Yeah. Yes. So the weight's on the front foot. It's important for the next thing we're going to do. Now, feet apart. Going to do a squat. So you can have your feet turned like that or like that slightly. Make sure the knees are going out over your toes. Down and down. Look at Faye's form there. Nice flat back. And we push it out. That's it. Every time you add an arm movement, raises the calories you're burning, raises your cardiovascular workout. So if you want to make it easier, just do that. Otherwise, arms forward. And of course, you can go deeper. Four more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to show you the next one. I'm showing you sideways. This time you take your weight back onto the back foot. Back and in. Back. And the weight's going backwards. Back. It's like a backward lunge. 4 times. Other side. Back. Nice slow music for you. 1 more. Other side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Change. 2, 2, 1. Now 2 each side. Back, back, and change. Can we do 1? Yes, we can. Back, back, back. That's it. If you're getting wobbly, grab onto something. Whoops. Back to the squats. Here we go. Bend. Ready to punch it forward. Yes. See, you feel better now you've joined in, don't you? Those people who have been joining into these routines for the last couple of years, you should be getting really good at this now. A few more. 8. 4, 3, back to the feet, tapping to the back. Tap, Just single taps to the back. See, that went so quick. That was only 5 minutes. How easy was that? 5 minutes a day and you're on your way. Tonight we're going to get an insight into one of the many community organisations that support our diverse culture of older Australians. We're celebrating tonight the 30th anniversary of PEASER, the Filipino Elder Association of Southeast Region.
Bayang magiliw, perla sa silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay, lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng
3 decades, this lively, energetic and welcoming group has been unwaveringly continuing to improve lives. They have done that not only just by throwing open the doors of the Sun Downer Community Centre in Clarinda, but opening their hearts to all. All are welcome here, and all who cross paths with PEASER feel welcome. Happy anniversary to PEASER. I hope you have many more years of caring for and about others, and for sharing your culture and promoting cultural diversity.
Now tell us, what does PEASER do?
We help the aged people just to mingle. We pick them up just to socialize with us, and we do some information session.
So you do lots of social events and outings for people over 55, is that right?
Yes, that's what we do. And we always see to it that elder people have to come to our association or to our hall to mingle with us, to have bingo, Zumba, and we always do this eat together. We do some bring your own food so that we can eat all together.
So eating, socialising, bingo, going on outings and sharing all your past history from the Philippines.
Yeah. Actually in the Philippines, I didn't do this. Yeah, it's different. Because in the Philippines, it's really, there's no social life. Yeah, because you know how hard life in the Philippines, yeah. Of course, it differs from the rich people. Yeah, all we do in the Philippines, like us, we just keep on working just for the everyday life.
So how long have you been in Australia?
I've been 25 years to count. Yeah, 25 years. Yeah.
And why should people be involved with PEASER?
We have all these the day trips. We have this the cultural dances. We have shows. They are all the association. They invite us to dance to their functions. So yeah.
So we just saw you all dressed up in your dance outfit, performing out there. You do modern dance and you do the traditional Philippine dance. And anybody watching can ring you up and say, will you come and dance for us? Is that right?
Yeah, why not? Because actually this is the first time the PEASER have the modern dance, because I introduce and I teach them. I was the one who, is the one-way ticket. Only one way, no return.
Now going back to the traditional dance, can you tell us a bit about some of the traditional dances we saw tonight?
Oh yeah, that dance we have, the first one is the ally, which means we have to offer, like to the visitors, we have to, give thanks to them that they're here. That's why we have that, we call it ally.
Ally.
Yeah.
And that's a little posy of flowers where you're,
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
And what about the fishing one?
The other one, which is we call it what she was. It's just like it's just like a thing of the Filipino dance that they love it because you have to turn off the light so that you can see the beauty of the dancers and beauty of the lights that you're holding in. Yeah.
So you obviously love dancing. So
Do actually, and in my previous years, I do the ballroom dancing as well. Yeah.
So if any Filipinos watching like dancing, they could come and learn dancing with you and do the traditional and some non-traditional.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, they can join PEASER so that they can they can enjoy what we are enjoying right now. Yeah.
So what would you say to someone at home now that's Filipino heritage about coming and joining us?
Okay, to all viewers and who's watching right now, we are inviting you to please, if you don't do anything or you wanna have some fun, you wanna have a social life, and you wanna have to go out somewhere for a trip, and come and join PEASER. It's only a $20 joining fee for a year.
Wow! There's no excuse.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh well, we might see you at the 60th anniversary.
Yeah. Why not?
And that's our program for today. Thanks for watching. If you'd like more info on helping your children into the property market, info on Christine.williams is on our website, carolohalloran.com. You'll also find information there on PEASER, or just go to your local council for Filipino groups near you. If you have any stories or ideas for this show, we'd love to hear from you. Just connect with us on Facebook, YouTube and Insta, Over 50 So What. You'll also find replays on demand at CTV Plus and the mobile app CTV Plus. One of my favourite sayings is, people don't grow old. When they stop growing, they become old. Keep learning, keep trying new things and keep being active. And you'll never grow old. I'm Carol, over 50, so what? Thanks for watching our TV show. Be sure to hit subscribe and then you'll never miss an episode. Jump on Facebook, join our group, get in on the fun, fitness, wellness and inspiration. I'm Carol, over 50, so what?